we didn't want to bother him in that moment. Of course, he hadn't seen them. And so we met him in Maidan Square and asked him to come to the hotel so we could sit in a place and talk.
And what did he tell you?
So my colleague Andrew Kramer and I sat down with him, and he told us about his family. He told us that his wife, Tatiana, was 43. They had 2 children, Nikita, who was 18, and Elisa, who was 9. Sergei and Tatiana were married in 2001, and in fact, they renewed their vows in a church in 2013. They were so in love. She worked for a company, a software company that had offices in California and in London, and she was a workaholic. She loved to ski, and the family originally was from eastern Ukraine, from Donetsk, and they had been displaced from the war in 2014. So they moved.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they moved to Irpin in order to rebuild their lives in a safer place. A little before the war started, Sergei's mother came down with COVID, and he went back east to deal with his mother when the war started. And so Tatiana was alone with her 2 children, and her son was sort of stepped up and tried to take care of the family. He would make them sleep in the hall at night when the shelling got closer. But they hesitated to leave. They were sort of holding out until a shell landed and hit their kitchen wall.
Wow.
Sergei called his wife the night before. He called Tatiana and said, "I'm so sorry, I'm not there to protect you." And she made a joke out of it and said, "Don't worry, we'll leave tomorrow and we'll be fine." And then they were killed the next day trying to flee. And at the end of the interview, I just said, I'm so sorry for your loss, and I'm so sorry I was there, and I'm so sorry I took that photograph, and I'm so sorry that it has to remind you of their death for the rest of your life. And Andrew asked him, you know, if we had been able to get in touch with you in that moment and we had been able to ask your permission, would you have given us your permission? And he said, yes, this is a war crime, and I would have given permission.